what's up guys, it's Apollo Uchiha here and welcome back to my channel. Today I am back with a new story. The name of this story is What If Naruto Had Alex Mercer's Abilities? And yeah guys, it is an unscripted story. Now before continuing this, shout out is due where it is due. Shout out to Shadow God 7483 for suggesting this idea. He has been doing so for a while. Now moving onwards, as for why another story after continuously posting a few stories, well, it's just that I told you I am getting back into the groove that I used to. As I made a lot of short movies before, I'm trying to be regular, so I thought one step at a time and let's just take things slow, okay? I know you guys might be getting anxious that I should post a short movie or movie, but in given enough time, I will be able to do so. But for the time being, I have to post continuously and regularly as well. So yeah, I hope you guys understand, and yeah, make sure you leave a like and subscribe to both of my channels, and without any further ado, let's begin with our today's story. Our story begins in Konoha, Gakure no Sato, 6 years after the Kyuubi attack, as it was October 10th and nighttime, as we go towards the outskirts of the said village, where we see a huge mob with torches as well as kunais and a lot of katanas and knives were chasing someone, or chasing something as they claimed. "Tonight is the night we'll kill you, demon! Stop trying to hide!" said multiple people as yells combined. As the mob continued to chase the 6-year-old demon, as they quote-unquote said. It was none other than Naruto Uzumaki, an orphan resident Jinchuriki of the village. But the last part, Jinchuriki, he himself was not aware of, due to the law implicated by the third Hokage, Hiruzen Sarutobi, on the day of his birth and the night of the Kyuubi attack. Naruto was unaware that he was being chased and being called demon for that reason, by being the container of the nine-tailed Biju that attacked the village all those years ago. Because the rumor amongst the next generation was that the nine-tails had been killed by the fourth Hokage, when instead it was sealed within at the sacrifice of his soul. As now we see, as Naruto was running, he fell face first into a deep hole that has been continuously hidden without any worry of the world. As people stopped as they noticed that the kid has fallen with a huge thud to the ground. "What should we do? I mean, we were going to kill him, but doesn't this make it look like an accident?" "Yes," said the leader. "It makes things easier for us. Think about it. Even if the brat survives, he had broken a few bones, and not like he can climb up on top out of nowhere. Makes things easier for us. Tell you what, make sure it is hidden, and nobody's able to trace him." "Please, don't! Help!" yelled out Naruto. "The brat is alive. What should we do?" "Get that boulder." As a few men within the mob then begin to use their force and seal the pathway to the outside world with a boulder, as Naruto's pleas were fell on deaf ears, while he remained fallen onto the ground with a broken leg. As we see, Naruto was in deep pain and agony, but him being the container of the Kyuubi has its own set of perks. While he was afraid, the Kyuubi began to work miraculously on healing his wounds and broken bones. It was a slow process, so it took Naruto a few days to get healed. In the meantime, all he could do was eat grass and drink water from the rain that was coming down. And that is how he survived for the time being. As that is when he noticed something, as he was able to get up one day, out of nowhere, there was a door nearby him that he hadn't seen before. As soon as he arrived, the huge metal door, which had a lot of rust on it, began to open. As soon as it opened, it showed a building that seemed to be abandoned quite a long while ago. As soon as Naruto stepped inside, he saw a switch. After flicking the switch, lights began to turn on and glimmer everywhere, as he began to wander around. As this was going on the other side, back in Hokage Tower, in the center heart of the village, we see that things have taken the turn for the worst, as Hiruzen Sarutobi has noticed that the Jinchuriki has been missing for a while now, as he has called for a council meeting and has been given them a piece of his mind. "I do not care what you have think of the child so far. If we do not find him by the midnight, you all who were involved will be executed. But you don't even know who was involved. Then I will execute who I see is involved myself. That is the law. I have the daimyo here with me." As the daimyo nodded, because he was told of the origins of the child, and that is why, instead of siding with the civilians like he intended to do, he now sided with Hiruzen, because he trusted Minato completely, and to add fuel to the fire, The child was an Uzumaki, a clansman of his wife's clan, the last of them. And these people had the gall to just throw him out somewheres and forget about it. As now we see, Daimyo then said, if you do not find him by the midnight, I will be cutting off the civilian fundings completely. You will survive on your own, and I'll make sure that you have no trade routes to the land of fire. But Daimyo-sama, we will have nowhere to do business and we'll go bankrupt. Not my problem. And even the bank of the land of fire will seize all of your accounts. You will have no access to it. That is a deemable punishment that is deemed fit. As everyone began to flinch and cower in fear, and that is when Mabuki Haruno stood up and began to blame her husband and his accomplices. I'm sorry, but I cannot allow this to happen. There are many innocent people here that will suffer because of your arrogance. Alright? You will hand out the list, and there is, by that time, not a single civilian allowed to leave the village or the room. No matter where you hide, we will be able to track you down. And so the envoys were sent after them. As after that we see Danzo, Daimyo, and Hiruzen inside the office. Have you contacted Jiraiya, Hiruzen-sama? I have, Daimyo-sama, but he has been looking outside ever since non-stop, but no response till yet. Danzo, you made a big mistake. I thought it was the best course of action at the time. The people, they were unrestful. I thought they might beat the kid once and then we will save him and let the people off with a warning. Nothing more. But this has been continuing on, and so far the kid has been able to escape thanks to my intervention or Hiruzen's. But this time they were able to trick us both. I do not know how. Regardless what you say, you made a mistake and put that child's life in jeopardy. Have you not? Yes. What punishment do you expect me to give you, Danzo? Say it yourself. I will wish to be removed from the council, because my judgment has been failing me lately. Then you are hereby banished from the council of Konoha, never to set a foot inside this room. You'll be working closely with Hiruzen on this matter, and will be giving him the aid of your root shinobi. Hi. As after that, giving the order of the daimyo, they all departed, in order to search for Naruto. While on the other side, back with Naruto, we see that he currently was standing in front of a highly sealed metal container. What is this thing? As Naruto was able to find a few rations that were laying around there, just in the ration compartment, and ate them to feel at ease. And after giving himself a cold shower that was placed in the facility and cleaning himself up, he was now currently wondering and stood himself in front of this. As Naruto began to tinker with it, surprisingly enough, the container opened, and after it opened, it released a huge amount of gas that was purple. As after Naruto coughed, he fell down face first to the ground, as he couldn't move his body. As now we go inside him, as we see Kyuubi was witnessing something that he could not fathom. Naruto's DNA was being altered, and not by something, not by chakra, by something entirely else. It was mutating, evolving so fastly and vastly that even Kyuubi could not comprehend or grasp what was going on. As a week passed, when Naruto woke up, he found himself in the hospital of Konoha. Turns out a few of the shinobis, thanks to Inuzuka clan, were able to discover his lost track, and they were interrogating the people who have been, well, captured. And after that, it was not later that Naruto was discovered, but Hiruzen in general was worried for something else entirely. You see, that was a facility of Orochimaru. He was, turns out, experimenting there on a deadly virus of some sort, or a bioweapon as he claimed it to be. But Hiruzen put a stop to it, and completely hid the facility, because it might have been contaminated, and destroying it would have released it to the world. At least Orochimaru was kind enough to warn them about this. And now Naruto was, well, found there. As he was inside the office, we see elders there, and even Danzo was there as well. Danzo, I thought that the time he warned you. I guess he did, but I am here for a different reason. I am worried. The facility of Orochimaru that we sealed off has been discovered, and the boy was discovered there. We have to do all kinds of tests. Even if that means we have to call back Tsunade. We have to conduct all these tests to ensure that he is not infected. Alright, fine. And so Jiraiya was ordered to bring back Tsunade. And once she arrived, because Jiraiya was able to persuade her, she conducted the tests and found something very, very interesting. As now we see that in front of the whole council, the report was being presented. While Naruto was kept in a anti-contaminated chamber in the hospital. What have you discovered, Tsunade? There is some sort of a virus within the boy, that much is for sure. But it is helping him evolve. Evolve? Yes. We do not know what kind of abilities the boy will evolve. Abilities? What do you mean by that, Tsunade? Sensei, it is not a chakra-infused virus that we can treat. It's normal, but very, very deadly and dangerous. The boy should have been dead if it wasn't for him being the Jinchuriki. I see. So what do you suggest? It would be best if he is kept away from the village. I know I hate to say this, but this is the only best option we got. For the sake of the village, even if we lose a Jinchuriki, this is the least we can do. Fine. Tsunade, you are to build a chamber, a containment chamber away from the Konoha village, where Naruto will be kept. As unfortunately for them, Naruto, thanks to his chakra-infused as well as wire-infused hearing, was able to hear this. As Naruto's eyes widened, I can't believe this. I have to get out. Brat, listen to me. What? Who said this? Who else? The very demon they all hate. What do you mean? As Naruto looked into the mirror, while searching left and right, only to find that a visage of the nine-tailed fox was glaring at him. I am sealed within you. That is why they claim that you are the demon, and yet you are not. What? What do you mean by that? The fort didn't kill me, but sealed me within you, making you my vessel, my Jinchuriki. As Naruto's eyes widened, so they are right. I am a demon. You're not a demon. Yet. Yet? What do you mean by that? The virus that was infused with your body has changed your DNA to the point that even I cannot comprehend. You will be able to unlock brand new abilities. From the look of it. What is it even going on? I have been testing it out, and it can do wonders. As Kyuubi's hand morphed into a blade, a huge blade. For the time being, you have to absorb some of those kunais and, well, utensils before you become their guinea pig. How? Just place your hand on it and think of absorption. As Naruto did, and to his surprise, his hand began to open and swirl into a form of layers before they were dissolved. Now try and concentrate. As Naruto did, his hand was formed into the form of a weapon that had 3 pointing objects. What is this? As Naruto was even able to move those 3 pointy objects that looked like claws, as if it was his own fingers. Claw fingers. Amazing. What do you mean by that? It is fascinating what you have become, but you have to get out of here. Use your abilities. Get out. As Naruto then slashed through the building, began his dash. He immediately realized that his body was functioning much more faster. He was running at his hardest, and he literally smashed through 8 layers of that building until he reached outwards. As the alarms blared, Naruto knew he had to escape. As this was going on the other side, in the council chamber, everyone became aware. What is going on? Said Hiruzen, as he heard the alarms. Naruto escaped. He heard you. But how is that possible? I told you everything is going to be enhanced. His potential is limitless now. As Danzo was impressed, he wanted the brat to be his weapon, but knowing that he is contaminated, he didn't want it to, well, wanted his shinobi to be as well. So, Naruto was able to escape. As everyone was baffled, what are we going to do, sensei? Said Jiraiya, as he had a frown on his face. He was sad that his, well, godson ended up like this, but they had no other choice but to keep him safe. What else can we do? We have to try our best to make sure that he is found. Send out the Anbus with tactical gear as well as precautionary gears. And make sure you have tranquilizers with you. You'll be leading this, Jiraiya. I will? Yes, you will. As now we see, on the other side, Naruto has been running, and he wasn't getting tired. He ran and ran and ran until he arrived at the entrance of a village. Sakigakure? As there he saw a girl being beaten to the inch of her life. As she had green hair, and she too was being called demon. That kid, she is also a Jinchuriki. I can sense one of my siblings within. Siblings? I will tell you later on, but you have to go near it. Save her. How? Your abilities, kid. You can pass them on to anyone. That is the only way left. As Naruto arrived, using his claw-like hands that now extended instead of one, both of hands, killed them instantly. As after that, Naruto's hand returned back to normal. As he placed a hand on top of the girl, as black and red lightning began to crack, as from his hand a pulse of power entered the girl's body. As after that, Naruto began to realize that her heartbeat was calming down, as the whole black and red dust and lightning began to course all over her body before calming down. As the girl's eyes opened, What? What is going on? It's alright. I am like you. I saved you. As the girl watched everywhere to see that the people had been cut down. What did this? I did. As a lot of more men arrived, as Naruto then turned his hands into different weapons this time around. His hands extended into huge fists, as Naruto then jumped into the air, so much high in the air that he almost became a blur. As he then came crashing down with both fists impacted into a bigger one, as the whole earth beneath them shattered, sending a huge shockwave flying them back. As Naruto then said, "Get away from here, Fu, as fast as you can. I'll hold them off." As that is when Fu noticed something. She could do this as well. Chaume, her friend, told her. And so, her wings emerged. Wings that had metal objects within them. As she flew, she began to throw a huge amount of metal spikes everywhere, piercing through everyone's chest, killing them instantly, as Fu landed next to him. "Thank you," said Naruto. "No, Naruto. Thank you. We gotta get out of here, Fu. Things are not safe here." Alright. As both of them left, the shinobis of Konoha were able to track down Naruto's scent, ending here, as Fu and Naruto flew into the air and disappeared after that. A lot of carnage has been caused. As that is when a few survivors came and warned them about the blonde-haired boy who has monster-like abilities and turned their demon into a already worse demon, as everyone was shocked. So Naruto was able to infect another. We have to find them both. As this was going on, we see that back in the village, News was not, happy for Hiruzen's sake. He wanted to keep Naruto safe by locking him away, for everyone's sake and for his own. But turns out Naruto was not going to listen. What are we gonna do? You know as much as I do, Hiruzen. There's only one choice left. No! No! There's still time before we consider that. Naruto is not some animal we can put down. He's a human. He is long gone. He's corrupted by that virus. God knows what that did. The Naruto you knew died when he was inhaled that virus in that lab and he was found unconscious there. The Naruto now is different. No. No, he's not. He's the same. Think whatever you want, Hiruzen. But that is our last option. And you know that. Damn it. We still have time. As now on the other side, we see that Orochimaru also has learned of this news. His virus that he has long forgotten about. It turns out was able to give abilities to one of them. So, he was able to recreate it. And experimented on a few. But they unfortunately all died. What does that brat has that these kids don't? They're my elite soldiers and they perished in front of this virus. I need to track him down. Kabuto! Yes, my lord. Bring Kurimaru and the others of the Sound. Make sure you track down Naruto Uzumaki and bring him to me. There's a lot to be experimented upon. Hi. Orochimaru has just found a gold mine. All his questions could be answered through the capture of Naruto Uzumaki. As his golden eye gleamed with joy. As now we see, on the other side Naruto and Fu have arrived somewhere safe. As Naruto was able to get in contact with the QB once more. As Fu was talking to Chome, you know you are en rogue now, Naruto. No matter where you go, you will be hunted down by Konoha Shinobi, and by all those others that you encounter. Konoha had already put a hit on your head, if I might say so myself. I guess you're right. The bingo book might have a new edition by now. What are we gonna do? I don't know, kid. I don't know. But one thing is for sure. If we work together, we might be able to help each other out. What do you want? I want revenge, and you to be my last Jinchuriki, and freedom. Revenge? On who? Konoha? Forget about it. Not on Konoha, but on a masked person who manipulated me twice. Not once, but twice, into attacking the same goddamn village that I detest. Look, I can't promise you anything. I'm just trying to survive here. That man killed your parents as well. Minato no Mikaze, the fourth Hokage in Kushina Uzumaki. Naruto froze when he heard these words. Kubi, on the other hand, knew that this would bring the brat to his side on this job. Where can we find him? Said Naruto as his eyes gleamed another glow, as his fists were tightened until his knuckles became white. We have to find out the hard way. He will be looking for us, for me, so he will find me. And for that to happen, you need to make yourself a visible target. What are you suggesting? Help out those similar to you. People will take notice, and they will spread rumor. And so, they will also know and where to find us. Or he will. I guess you're right. And so, for the next 5 years, Konoha searched relentlessly as Naruto reached at the age of 15. But nothing happened. No matter how hard they searched, wherever they searched, they couldn't find him. As many years passed and Naruto reached at the age of 15 now. As one thing was for sure, a being similar to him has appeared with a mask that was blank, and has been emerging as a new kind of hotshot in the mercenary world. With him was a girl, and the description matched perfectly. You think this prototype, as he calls himself to be, is our guy? Said Tsunade. I think so, Tsunade. This is Naruto. We have to bring them both in. We can't. The prototype clan has increased, as they call themselves. They have increased a lot. The Jinchurikis who have disappeared have emerged within them. Some who have lost their Biju, some who are still intact. They seemingly also have similar abilities, including similar to Naruto. We have to track them down and hunt them. As this was going on, Orochimaru was getting irritated. How was this brat able to give others the abilities, and not the same wires that he created by himself again was able to give the others? Damn it! It's hard to track him as it is. I need to get in touch with him. While on the other side, we see that the Akatsuki, they also begin to take notice. What are we gonna do about the prototype? They are similar to Akatsuki, but they have a different goal altogether. Their goal is to survive and to hunt down those who have become their targeted, unfortunately. What are we gonna do? Our targets, many of them are amongst them. We will face them head on. Whenever they have next mission, we will ambush them. Just as Naruto expected, they did ambush them in one of the missions. And what followed suit was an all-out massacre between the two, as many of Naruto's people fell, while on the other side, Akatsuki's people were also falling down, being the victim of these weapons and attacks. As now we see, Naruto has just stabbed the fake leader until the real appeared, materializing behind him and stabbing him in the heart, only for Naruto to yank it out as his heart began to seal itself. Impressive. As Naruto then grabbed him by the neck and literally yanked his legs off, as the man began to scream in pain. He wanted to escape, but he couldn't, as Naruto had already placed anti-teleportation as well as anti-chakra seals on him, locking his chakra away. You will pay for this, Uzumaki. I will not. Obito Uchiha. As Naruto's eyes turned red, whistling him. I am willing to pay anything. Remember me? The guy you Well, genjutsu. As after that, Kurama was the one who beat the crap out of them. As after all of them was beaten and killed, we see that. Naruto returned back to his normal self. Alright guys, enough of your acting. Get back to yourself. As all of them stood up immediately with a smile on their face. Huh. I guess we can really act. Who knows, after we retire from this gig, we can, set up a drama company or something. Wouldn't that be great? But we might have to continue doing this for a while now. Guys, on alert, said Fu, immediately sensing something. As out of nowhere from the shadows, the sound appeared. And out came Orochimaru. Ah, so this is where you have been for the past few years, Naruto Uzumaki. Orochimaru. I've heard that you're the one who created this. Yes, I did. I have a few questions. I'm not here to fight. Stay on guard, everyone. Huh. You are not very trusting. Knowing who is in front of me, it will be my mistake to trust you. Tell me what it is. You took care of them quite fast. Stop beating around the bush. Get to the point, said Naruto, cutting off Orochimaru. I want to know how. How are you able to gain these abilities and give the other people the abilities, while I, who created the virus, cannot even gain an ounce of them, and cannot give anyone else? I do not know how, but turns out it has something to do with my genes. Why? I wish to have the same abilities as you. And you promise that you won't bother me and my clan. I have nothing against the prototypes. If anything, you are the fruit as well as the result of my experiment. I am quite proud as a scientist. I see. So what do you want? Naruto, please reconsider it. You cannot be just giving out these sort of powers to anyone, especially not to him. If it means that we will be safe and away from him, we will. His Fu had a frown on her face, and so did Yujito, who all had been rescued by him. And so did the other Jinchurikis who were in his group. Please consider this, Naruto. Gaara, I know what you are feeling, but we have to try and trust him. If you ever betray us, there will be consequences, Orochimaru. Give me your hand. As Naruto slashed his hand and slashed his own palm, as Naruto's blood entered his bloodstream, as Orochimaru fell down to his knees. And soon after enough, Orochimaru stood, as he then examined his body and smirked. My oh my, I can already tell there will be a lot of experimentations to follow. As he morphed himself into Naruto and then back to himself. I can do so much more now. Well, this is end of our bargain, so stay the hell away from us. But I doubt highly that I would be. After all, I need a guinea pig to experiment on. I knew you would say that. You should have thought that harder before you gave me these abilities. As Orochimaru tried to do something, but he couldn't. And you think I would just willingly give you abilities because I trust you. As Naruto then extracted his blood out of him, a new ability that I developed. I call it the faking. As Orochimaru witnessed that his own blood was being pulled out alongside the blood vessels of Naruto. As after that, Orochimaru fell face first, turning a lot paler and paler, as Naruto then destroyed his blood in front of him. No, please, my precious. Ugh, disgusting, said Fu and the others, as Orochimaru met his end like this. As this was going on, the other elemental nation became aware of this prototype group, and they were now beginning to hunt down all of them. Only one was captured, and that was Fu, after continuous and rigorous trying to capture them for many years. As now we see, Fu was tied down, and a lot of chakra suppressor and contaminated rooms were prepared. As Sonata then said, tell us where Naruto Uzumaki is. We do not want to hurt you or wish to hurt you. If anything, we want to help you out. We might have prepared an antidote. If you give us that, we will be dead. We have become the antibodies themselves. We are the virus, as you call it. But it's nothing more than a great revolution in the mutation of the human history. And besides, he's already here, and he is pissed. As after that, what followed suit was dissension of the prototype group. Naruto, Yujito, and the other Jinchurikis alongside with Gaara, leading down a hell upon all of them, and invading their base. That was the base of the allied shinobi forces. And after taking them down and ripping to shreds, Fu was rescued. As Naruto left, he was alive, alongside with Jiran and Tsunade. But the rest of them were killed. Naruto, please stop. We're only trying to help you, son. Then don't. You already broken my trust once. Don't break it again, Gigi. I'm trusting you on this one. Stay the hell away from us. We promise we won't bother any one of you ever again, or use our powers against you. We just wish to live and survive. Away from all of you and the shinobi world. Because it doesn't concern us. And you think we will just allow you to walk away? You have our Jinchurikis and Biju. They are our damn property. I see. As with the prototype, all the Bijus were prepared. They say you're their property. Now deal with them. As that is when all the 9 Bijus descended upon the elemental nation and eradicated them to the very brim, except for a given few. As after that, we see the 9 Bijus who are free now were looking in front of the prototype group that was standing there. You held the end of your bargain, kid. I did. And I also made sure that no matter what happens, you won't be able to be our sealed ever again. All of you. Just make sure you take care of yourself, Kurama. You too, kid. I won't be able to heal you enough, but I have left enough of my chakra within you to make you immune to everything, even to your own weaknesses. As Naruto smiled. Thank you, friend. No, kid. Thank you. As after that, both of them went their own ways, as the prototypes became nothing more than myth after that. As the elemental nation rebuilt itself, one myth remained. The war between the prototypes and the elemental nation. That turned into the war between the 9 legendary Bijus and the previous elemental nation. And the only one who was able to preserve this knowledge were Tsunade, Jiraiya, and Hiruzen, and another given few, who could vouch that this was reality, not just a myth. While deep hidden within the mountains, where no human could reach, was the base of the prototype clan, where they were able to prosper and spread out, and save those who were close to dying out. But they had one condition. The said safe person had to become a ghost, meaning he really had to think that he was dead, and this was his new life as a member of a prototype clan. And so far, 300 people have joined as well. And they were still continuously growing. As this is where I'm going to be leaving the story of, guys. I hope you enjoyed this one, and if you did, then make sure you leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you like the content of this channel. As this is Apollo Uchiha, and I'm signing off for the day. Peace.